You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we're going to be talking about something that's going to get a lot of play this offseason. And, well, hell, we're in the offseason. And that is the Cleveland Browns and their quarterback situation. They got themselves a new shiny coach that's like 61 years old or 60 years old. Actually, I kind of like Todd Monken. I kind of like it. The longer, I mean, I'm not a Browns fan, but the longer it sets in, the more I'm like, this should be interesting. I bet they score more points, which is kind of interesting when you consider all the love that Kevin Stefanski's gotten. And I still don't know how that's going to go. I know Kirk Cousins, they think they're going to let him go, but at the same time, I keep wondering, well, if you don't know what Michael Penix is going to be for sure, and Kevin Stefanski was with Kirk Cousins with the Vikings, why in the hell would you let Kirk Cousins go? I don't quite understand that with the Falcons. And I only bring that up because, I'm going to be discussing a guy that's going to be hitting the free agent market, and ESPN is now tying this name to the Browns. And I'm like, I don't know, because this guy's not just going to get chump change on the market. And let's face it, if you're the Cleveland Browns, you're still dealing with this son of a something. Yeah. Now, in case you did not hear this, and look, I forgive you if you didn't, because there was a whole Super Bowl going on. The last two civil suits against Deshaun Watson have been settled. Wow. An ongoing saga that we started covering on Black and White Sports, the big channel, however long ago? 4 years ago? 4 years ago? Something like that? God, I bet we've made 200 videos about this. Especially when it was when all the drama and you kept finding out. It seemed like every week you got a new suit that was dropped against this guy, and then with the suspension and everything that came with it. So this thing with Deshaun Watson is finally over, provided nothing else comes out. He better hope it doesn't, because that agreement he made with the NFL is only for a certain span of time. And the NFL literally gave him his punishment. And then people forget this. The NFL went back and changed their policies. So if they got a situation like this again, he could be out for a year, and not just 6 games and arbitration or none of that shit. You're out for a year. The last two civil suits against Deshaun Watson have been settled, with women accusing him of sexual misconduct just weeks before they were set to go to trial in February and March. A league source confirmed to Cleveland.com. Brett Schoenberg of USA Today first reported the news. The suits were among the 27 filed against Watson since 2021 by women accusing him of sexual misconduct during massage appointments, with 26 plaintiffs being represented by attorney Tony Busby. 24 of the suits were settled confidentially, and one was withdrawn in 2021. One of the final 2 suits was filed by Lauren Baxley, who previously declined to settle. I'm shocked she settled, because it looked like she was going to take this to court, because she wanted this all to come out in public. She was the first one to speak out publicly against Watson. Quote, "The case is settled," Busby told USA Today. "That's all I can say about it. That's the last case that ends my involvement with Deshaun Watson's litigation." Wow. Wow. Insane. So, as it sets right now, look, there's been 2 quarterbacks, 2 that Todd Monken's talked about. Shedeur Sanders. Now, Myles Garrett came out over the weekend, made some comments about Shedeur, where it sounded like Shedeur's going to get an opportunity to be QB1. But I hate to break it to Shedeur fans and, well, NFL fans too. Deshaun Watson's going to get a chance to win this job back. I would rather watch literally anybody. You could have 3 Dillon Gabriels on the roster. I'd rather watch that dude keep throwing balls out in the flat and do his running back. Out in the flat, the running backs, keep throwing bubble screen. I mean, whatever. Than to have to sit through and watch Deshaun Watson. So that brings us over to this. ESPN has tied a quarterback that a lot of people are going to be interested to the Browns. My issue with this article, or really with what ESPN and Ben Solak's trying to say here, is how the hell do you get this done when you got Deshaun Watson's contract on the books? Because, I believe that's going to be right around 55 to 60 million. And look, folks, Malik Willis getting 20 million. He's getting 20 million a year. I've said before, I believe the fourth quarterback you're going to watch for here is going to be Snoop Huntley. It's going to be Tyler Huntley coming back to hook up with Todd Monken. Could he actually win that job? I don't know. Ben Solak of ESPN laid out options for the quarterback-needy teams like the Browns. And while Malik Willis isn't among the elite options, the former third-round pick has shown upside and is a potential for the Browns. He's looked great with the Packers. I've said the obvious connection, the obvious line to draw is Malik Willis to the Miami Dolphins, whose new, their new coach was the defensive coordinator with the Packers. Their new GM came from the Packers. Well, where is Malik Willis? He's with the Packers. And they're looking to try to get rid of Tua's, get Tua off the team, and they're going to have to eat most of that salary. The Browns should aggressively pursue and sign Malik Willis in free agency. Why not? ? Already leveraged aggressively against future cap years. The Browns will start to make up financial ground only they have a quarterback on a good deal. If they trade for Will Levis, what? Or Anthony Richardson, with 1 year remaining on their respective contracts, they'll be negotiating from a weaker position should either of the players actually hit. God, I don't like either one of those options, but I would take Will Levis over Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson cannot play in this league. He needs to be in the UFL. The Browns already have Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, and Deshaun Watson under contract. But if Cleveland were to sign Willis, it would be able to hand him the keys as a starter. Solak views Cleveland as an especially intriguing landing for Willis, pointing to the arrival of Todd Monken, who charged with jump-starting the Browns' offense. What they're doing here is they're drawing a line between Malik Willis and Lamar Jackson because of the dual threat option. Now, I'm going to be quite frank with you. From what I could tell this year, it looked like Malik Willis was throwing the short and intermediate passes more accurately and better than Lamar Jackson. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, we can say what we want to about Matt LaFleur, but that rebooted project, Malik Willis, he looks really damn good. I don't want to act like he doesn't. I don't see this happening for the Browns. Do I think this is an option? Not really. Because I think they're going to want to get Deshaun Watson off the books. They're going to give him a shot. They're going to hope Deshaun, if he gets a shot, is the next Sam Darnold or Geno Smith. And I know Geno had a bad year, but he was coming off 3 solid years with Seattle. Or Deshaun Watson just turns into old Deshaun Watson. Right? Or Shedeur Sanders. And I do think Shedeur's leading the chase right now. But the reason I don't think they'll do this is because I think The Browns are really gnawing at the bit, chomping at the bit. Jimmy Haslam, he wants him some Arch Manning if he can get it. Or one of those quarterbacks, and that draft is going to be, of course, we said that about this year's draft too, and that wasn't the case. Honestly, if I'm the Browns, I'm drafting Garrett Nussmeier. There, said it out loud. He's a starting quarterback in the NFL. And actually, I think I've got him moved back ahead of Ty Simpson now because of the experience, because of what Garrett looked like being healthy again, and what that translated to at the Senior Bowl, where he was running pro-style concepts. He's going to be a starting quarterback for somebody. Tell me what you think. The Browns, Shedeur Sanders fans, you want Malik Willis. That's going to be a no. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.